I'm Zita.
I'm Jared.
Welcome to our home. Come on in. Yeah, so I think it's always a big question out there. If somebody is planning a family, or they already expecting a baby, or already had the baby but on maternity leave. Obviously, this is when people often say, we need a bigger house, we need a bigger garden.
Yeah.
So often these are the circumstances when people want to buy a house and people are worried, can I actually get a mortgage if I'm pregnant or on maternity leave? And the answer is absolutely. Lenders don't discriminate, but at the same time, lenders are responsible. So they have to weigh up how the circumstances change. So, when we had the twins,
Yes.
how big of a change that was for us at the time.
It was a huge change.
Financially, it was massive, wasn't it?
Yeah, a huge change. And obviously we had 2 children at once, so childcare was very, very expensive. So we made the decision as a family for you to take the 3 years off work. Okay, and look after them. And then when we got the 30 hours free childcare from the government, that's when you kind of started moving back to working. So, all of these things need to be factored in. The childcare is very expensive. It's some of the most expensive childcare in the developed world. So you need to factor that in, particularly if you're looking for a larger property, which is what most people are looking at, so they might need a bigger mortgage, but how are childcare costs going to affect that?
Absolutely. And I think when I speak to clients who are expecting a baby and they want to buy that property, I always ask, right, okay, so what's the plan?
Yeah.
Are you going back to the same job? Are you going to work reduced hours? Which is normal, people have babies and they work less. Again, balancing childcare and working hours. But you have to have a very clear plan if you want to apply for a mortgage when you are expecting a baby and when you're on maternity, because without that, we don't know what you can afford. So if you go back same terms, let's say, same salary, and you can, you work opposite shifts, for example, with your other half. Sometimes in Gatwick we see that, don't we?
Yes,
people are working shift, they have shift work, and then what they do is they can cover childcare accordingly, and they have very small childcare to pay. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people will go part-time, so we will work with the part-time salary.
But it needs to be realistic, because a lender will assess if that plan is actually realistic. Okay, if you all of a sudden have 2 young children and your husband works full time and you're expecting to, after 4 months go back to work full time, how realistic really is that, And what is the childcare cost going to be?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think people sometimes think it's the lender who's always the lender so strict, but actually it's your benefit of being realistic, because until you don't see that lower salary or the childcare coming out, then the shock comes that, I committed to this mortgage and I can't actually afford it. So that's why the lender will assess everything on what will happen when you're back to work
and
or
also,
you're not back to work.
and also you need to ask yourself, is it really the right time now to be looking for a larger property, or should I wait until the children are, 3 years and you have government support, 30 hours childcare, and then you can return to work, working longer hours, so that'll put you in a more stable financial position. So then maybe the time
Absolutely.
for you to look at a bigger property as well.
Yes, I don't think it's worth rushing something unless it's the right time. And I think just the conversation, when people have conversation with us, like experts, I think that's when it becomes crystal clear as well to them. Is it the time? Can we afford this now? Or should we wait a couple of years?
Yeah, absolutely.